Hello guys, it is Briggsyboy, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another football matchday vlog for you guys to sit back and enjoy. So it is the second to last game for all Championship, League 1 and League 2 teams. So you know, it is really hotting up now, we're coming towards that business end, and the fate has been sealed for the majority of teams within those three divisions. Looking at the positions of Blackburn Rovers and Norwich though, going into this match, we currently sit in 14th position on 59 points. But Norwich will be gunning for that win today, which means that they will be up. They will be playing Premier League football next season. It's more or less guaranteed anyway, but a win for them today would just make that official. So score prediction wise, as I say, for a Blackburn Rovers supporter, you'd expect us to lose away at Norwich. Let's be honest, they are top of that table for a reason. They've been solid all season. But score prediction wise, I'm going to go with a hefty 3-1 Norwich City win. Right, so now what we are doing is take a look at the team news for both sides going into this fixture. So Jason Leutwiler stays in goal instead of David Raya. We've got Elliot Bennett, Lenihan, Derek Williams and Amari Bell making up the four in defence. Travis, Jack Rodwell, Joe Rothwell, Bradley Dack and Adam Armstrong make up the five in midfield, and then Danny Graham is preferred to Ben Brereton for this game as the lone striker. So moving on to the home side, Norwich City, we have Tim Krul in goal, Max Aarons in right back, we've got Christoph Zimmerman as the captain, Ben Godfrey, Jamal Lewis, Mario Veranik, Kenny McLean, Emi Buendia, Marco Stieperman, Onel Hernandez, and then of course the main man Timu Pukki, who has been an absolute goal scoring machine for Norwich this season so far. But that is enough waffling from me. Let's crack on with the video. Let's see how the performance is, and hopefully Rovers can get a good account of themselves away at Norwich. But last away game of the season, let's end the season on a high. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit when the match gets underway. Right, so there we go then, that is full time of the Norwich versus Blackburn Rovers match, and it ends Norwich 2, Blackburn Rovers 1. The scorers for them was Stieperman in the 13th minute with a brilliant strike, and then also Veranik in the 21st. Lewis Travis got his first goal for Rovers. That was just 2 minutes later in the 23rd minute with a good cool finish right into the bottom corner. So what we are going to do now then is take a look at the highlights throughout the match, just highlighting a few key opportunities throughout the game and my overall opinion of it. So going into the highlights now, we go into the first chance of the match. Right, so this was the first opportunity of the match, as we can see. So Norwich have the ball out wide there with Lewis, and he's running at. Bennett should be getting close there, but he doesn't. They managed to turn Hernandez as the shot, which luckily just goes wide, but he's a dangerous player that you can't give much room. Second opportunity here, Norwich quick attacking play again. They're in there on the right hand side with Hernandez, and he gets a shot on goal. It's a good deflection, but they've still got the ball in play here outside the box, and that's where the first goal arises. You know, if we pause it there, you just look at this angle, the positioning of the Rovers players, they're far too deep. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the penalty box alone. Rodwell needs to do better there. In my opinion, I think Jack Rodwell looked a yard off everybody. He wasn't quick enough, and he did a bit of a poor job in centre mid. So Norwich again on the attack, and number 12 Lewis with the ball. He does well there. Really nice play. Hernandez gets the shot. In the box, Pukki somehow is denied from Leutwiler, but you stop and just play that back in slow motion, and actually you do wonder how that isn't a goal. So here we are playing it again here. So Lewis runs in. As we can see, nice play to Hernandez. He turns, has the beating, but Pukki, it comes off his knee there, I think, and you'd expect it just to roll into the goal. Leutwiler doesn't quite know how to position himself, but he's actually done wonderfully well there to deny that goal. Luckily, it just doesn't go in, and Bell clears the danger, and somehow it still remains 1-0. Norwich again on the attack here, as you would expect. It was all one-way traffic very early on in the match, but he's just got that space, so he gets the shot away. Yes, it's a absolutely brilliant strike, don't get me wrong. But again, we look back at the positioning of the Rovers players. Why is Lewis Travis that deep, and also Rothwell? They need to be pushing further up there. They are playing as a defender. You can't give Norwich that much space as we are doing. He's got yards, so he fancies his chances, takes a shot from long distance, and fair enough, it is an absolute brilliant strike, but we've got to do better there. But here we are on the attack with Bradley Dack here. Does some nice play to get it to Amari Bell. Amari Bell does well to turn his man, puts it into the middle, it's cleared away. Plays it to Travis just outside the penalty box, and he is a dig. He's done wonderfully well to get it right into that bottom corner, past the Norwich City men. So second half now, Norwich put a good ball in. Can't quite get to it, but Pukki does. He shoots, goes into the middle, cleared away by Lenihan. Amari Bell mistimes the header. Hernandez overhead kick, and what a stop that is by Leutwiler, by the way. And then, of course, we get these scenes. Norwich City, knowing that they have done enough to be promoted into the Premier League.
Premier League, say we are Premier League. We are Premier League, say we are Premier League. We are Premier League, say we are Premier League. We are Premier League, say we are Premier League.
But good scenes there as they celebrate being back into the top flight of English football, into the Premier League. Well deserved, a brilliant team that have shocked many by how well they have performed, and you would have thought nothing more than mid-table perhaps when the season began with the players that they had, etc. But how they have proved people wrong and how well they have performed, it is quite inspirational really. So then we have analysed the highlights from the Norwich versus Blackburn game, and now it is time for us to move on to the post-match interview with Blackburn Rovers manager Tony Mowbray.
Well, Tony, loud celebrations going on. You had it this time last year, didn't you? What did you make of your team tonight and how they coped with a Norwich City team who were going up?
A bit frustrated, disappointed with the majority of the first half. I think we didn't play on the front foot enough, really. It was a game for nothing for us, really. And we sort of tried to screen and protect a little bit, and so they scored 2 long-range shots when really the midfield should have been pushed up. But so a bit frustrating. We sorted it out at half-time, I think. Second half was a lot better. But yeah, all right, listen, Norwich are a good side, you can't disguise that. They've got some really good footballers, and I think they might do okay in the Premier League. It's if they continue to be as brave as they are and play the way they do, of course they'll obviously play against some much better teams, and they'll have some difficult days, but I think they're a decent team.
I know they've created chances, your goalkeeper's made some saves tonight, but is the big disappointment that had you been closer to the ball for both goals, they were both preventable?
I don't know why on earth. Defenders have to defend. I don't know why the midfield are trying to do the defender's job, really. So maybe you could argue Travis is a young boy, and it's got to play on the front foot. We've always played on the front foot, and tonight maybe a bit of fear early on, I'm not sure, but it's a learning curve for them. Played against the top team in the division, and once we got a grip of that in midfield, I thought we were better and give them some problems. Created a bit of anxiety, but not enough, to be honest. But we will be better as we move on, I'm sure.
Is their style something that your players can learn from going into next season?
They've got better footballers than we've got in midfield, I'd have to say. So that's what we're talking about, recruitment. Football's all about recruitment. The better players you've got, the better chance you've got to play in a certain style. So it's no good to say you're going to play a certain way if you haven't got the players to do it. So for 2 years we've been pretty attritional, hard working, playing on the front foot, and had a lot of success doing it. I think, as I've been saying for the last 6 weeks to you now, we're going to try and develop a different way of playing, but ultimately you need the technical players to be able to do that, and ultimately that's why we ended up with Rothwell in playing centre midfield today, to try and give us a bit of creativity on the ball and eliminate people with his passing, and Norwich have got a team full of players like that.
So then that leaves just one game to be played in the Championship. The fate has been sealed for the majority of teams in the division. Like I say, we do know the teams that will be playing League One football next season. So taking a look at the league table after things stand, from the Rovers versus Norwich match, we do know that Rotherham will be joining Bolton and Ipswich in the third tier of English football next season. Blackburn Rovers, we've got a stable finish there, around 14th, 15th. It's what you'd expect. It's been a brilliant season for us, and with one game to play at Swansea, it can still change. We can go up a few more places with a win if results go our way, which will be really good. So then, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If we can hit 3,000 subs as soon as possible, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm looking forward to next Sunday when we face Swansea City at home. The last game of the season, of course. Hopefully we're going to get plenty of match action. interviews with supporters of both clubs, etc. So I'm really looking forward to it. Once again, congratulations to Norwich City on being promoted to the Premier League, well deserved, and hopefully you will enjoy your time back in the top flight of English football. Well, that's all from me, thank you and goodbye.